Hi, how are you? This is Muad from JB Academy. In today's session, we're gonna talk about very important lesson, which is comparing and ordering rational numbers. It is lesson 3.3 for grade 6. Here we start. I will give you some examples how to compare rational numbers and how to order them from least to greatest or from greatest to least. I'll start by easy, then I'll go to more hard questions. In the first question, I need to compare between -9 and 3. As you can see, one of the numbers is negative and one of the numbers is positive. And always the positive number is greater than the negative number. The numbers on the right of the 0 is greater than number on the left of the 0. When we go right in the number line, the numbers are greater. Let me show you. Here, 0, -1, -2, here 1, 2, 3, 4. The more we go right, the numbers will be greater. So 3 is greater than 2, and 2 is greater than 1, and 0 is greater than -1, and -1 is greater than -2. But in general, all the positive numbers, a number which is positive is greater than a number which is negative. So in the first example, 3 is greater than -9. In the other example, we have two integers, two negative numbers. So which one is greater? -2 or -7? Without negative sign, 7 is greater than 2. But with negative sign, it is the opposite. Because -2 is on the right and -7 on the left on the number line. And in this case, -2 is greater than -7, or -7 is less than -2. As you remember, as I told you, -2 is on the right on the number line. When you go left, the numbers will be less. In example number 3, I'm comparing a fraction to decimal. Always, before you start comparing or ordering numbers, rational numbers, think about this mentally. Here, 3/4 and 0.65. So which one is greater? I need to write them the same form. Either I write them both fractions, but the easier to make them both decimals. Here, 3/4 is a famous fraction. It's benchmark fraction. So most of you knows that 3/4 is 0.75. But if you don't know that 3/4 equal 0.75, you need to make long division. Here, 3 divide 4 to change fraction to decimal. As you know, 3/4 means 3 divide 4. 3 divide 4, we can't, we put 0, and here 0.30 divide 4 equals 7. 7 multiply 4, 28. Subtract 2, 0. 20 divide 4 equals 5. 20, 0. So 0.75. So 3/4, which is 0.75, is greater than 0.65. Now, what about when they are both decimals and fractions, both negative? In this case, I need to think the one which is greater without negative is less with negative. So I look 3/2 and 1.3. So first of all, I need to think without negative sign. To see which one is bigger, then I do the opposite. Here, 3/2. I told you it is easier to make them both decimals. So 3/2, 3 divide 2 equals 1.5. Negative 1.5. And here, negative 1.3. 1.5 without negative is greater than 1.3. But with negative sign, 1.5 will be less than 1.3. So this number is bigger. Again, 1.5 without the negative sign is greater than 1.3 with the negative sign. But as you know, when the number is bigger with negative sign, it becomes less than the other number. So with negative sign, 1.5 is less than negative 1.3. So negative 3 over 2 is less than negative 1.3. Now order from least to greatest. Order from least to greatest. I give you two examples. Here, what is the least number here? Negative 6 or I told you, first I start by negatives because I want from the least. First I start by negatives. So this negative 21, the more is the number, the less its value when it's negative. So this will be the least. This is the first one. This is the least number. And then negative 9 is less than negative 6. Then negative 6 is the third. And 3 is positive number. It will be the greatest number. Because as you remember, I told you negative 21 on the left of negative 9 and negative 9 on the number line on the left of negative 6. The more we go to the left, the number will be less. Now this difficult example, I have 4 numbers. 3 of them are negatives, so I need to focus on them. And the fourth number, this will be the greatest. This will be number 4. Now I'm comparing negative 4.3, negative 11 over 2, negative 3 over 2. First step, I try to convert them all to decimals. Then I think about negative. Here, 11 over 2, 11 divided 2 equals 5 and half. So it is negative 5.5. Here, 1 over 2, it means 3.5 negative. So I have 4.3 negative, negative 5.5, negative 3.5. Now without negative, 5.5 is the greatest between them. So it will be the least. It will be the least. So this will be the first one. And then 4.3 is greater than 3.5. But when it is negative, 4.3 is less than 3.5. So this will be the third, and this will be the fourth one, as I mentioned before. That's all about our lesson, comparing and ordering rational numbers. Thank you very much.